wasn't planning a suicide mission.
I should hope not.
He fears death?
I plan to live forever. Or die trying. Funny, aren't I? If I died, it'd be a real joke. Who'd care?
That sounds good.
No, it isn't. Sooner or later, we're going to drop into one of these holes in the ground and never come out.
Sooner or later, everyone does that.
Easy, take it easy. I hate personal violence, especially when I'm a person.
Who are you?
I'm Villa Reston. I steal things. Compulsive, I'm afraid. I've had my head adjusted by some of the best in the business. But it just won't stay adjusted.
Well, I'm sitting here on this very sad day, thinking about dear Michael Keating. He was such a lovely, lovely man. I had the privilege of working with him, well, as everyone knows, in the 70s. And he was just a sweetheart, really. I mean, he was funny, he was talented, extremely talented. I mean, we all agreed he should have had his own comedy show. And he was just really easy to work with. So, yeah, it's sad that he's gone. It's very sad. On the other hand, what he was suffering was also horrible. So I'm really glad that he's now at peace and not having to suffer anymore. I'm trying to think of one of the most gorgeous episodes I did with him was when it was with when I was pair bonding with the King of the Goths, and it was Bruce Purchase, I seem to remember, who was the King of the Goths, and Michael was playing the juggler, and he was incredibly excited because he was learning how to do magic tricks and learning how to juggle. And, well, he sort of got them right. I mean, he did really well. And by the end of it, he felt that he was an enormously talented juggler and was extremely pleased with himself. Anyway, here I am sitting on a beautiful sunny, or at least it's not so sunny now, it's twilight and the birds are singing, and I'm thinking of Michael, and I really hope that he's up on some planet somewhere beaming down at us and content that he's made so many people so happy. A really delightful man. Thank you.
On the 26th of April 2026, we lost a great actor in Michael Keating. He was 79 years old. Widely known as Villa Reston from Blake 7, he was an actor whose humour, charm and stagecraft helped him take what would have been a minor role and make Villa a beloved character. Born on the 10th of February 1947 in Edmondson, Middlesex, Michael began his acting journey in 1966 at the Nottingham Playhouse, under the artistic direction of John Neville. He called it a baptism by fire. As a repertory actor, he would be performing one play at night while rehearsing it the next during the day. It was demanding, relentless, but formative. Michael later said that rep theatre taught him everything: discipline, timing, and the ability to find truth in a character, even if you only have a week to prepare. From Nottingham, he moved through the great repertory houses of the era: the Library Theatre in Manchester, the Lyceum in Edinburgh, the Lyric in Belfast, and the Pitchlochry Festival Theatre. These were the years when Michael honed his instinct, learning how to hold an audience, how to listen on stage, and how to bring humour and humanity into even the smallest roles. Something he would need for Villa. He's remembered as a generous performer, always ready with a laugh, always ready to lift the energy in the rehearsal room. In 1977, Michael had a small role in the Doctor Who story The Sunmakers.
Hello. You must be the others.
We caught these three snooping around the service subway.
You did not catch us. We allowed you to escort us.
What are they?
They claim they're from another planet, Mandrill.
Come on.
We could make a few candles out of him. It's all he's good for, Mandrill.
For this role in The Sunmakers, he was cast by director Pennant Roberts, and when a new science fiction series was being cast at the BBC, the first episode going into production was to be directed by Pennant Roberts. Pennant suggested Michael for the role of Villa, and the rest is history. In late 1977, Michael stepped into the role that would define his career and endear him to a generation of fans. Villa was far more than a cowardly thief. He would hide his intelligence to be cautious, making other characters misjudge him, and he became the comedy heart of the series.
Hello there! How are you? Excuse me wandering about your premises, but I wonder if you can help me. I'm an escaped prisoner. I was a thief, but recently I've become interested in sabotage. In a small way, you understand, nothing too ambitious. I hate vulgarity, don't you? Anyway, I've come to blow something up. What do you think will be most suitable?
Avon? Jenna? Now don't let's be silly. Answer me, one of you. I shall come out in a rash. Zen, has something happened to them?
Data is not available.
I don't want data. I want to know what's happening.
It will be necessary for you to make a personal investigation.
Well, you're a big help. Personal investigation. Personal investigation. The next time Avon wants to make a personal investigation on how you work, I shall make a personal point of handing in the instruments. Personally.
Surely you're not afraid of the dark.
Only when it's unilluminated. I think I've just made the biggest mistake of my life.
In the light of your previous record, that seems unlikely. I would predict that there are far greater mistakes waiting to be made by someone with your obvious talent for them.
Shut up, Borak. Still, it's a comforting thought. Let's hope they've all got good legs. And I'm very susceptible to low temperatures. I've got a weak chest.
The rest of you is not very impressive.
How did you get in there?
There isn't a lock I can't open, if I'm scared enough. It's disgusting.
Well, somebody has to go down, and you are the one with the delicate touch, Villa.
Magic hands, you've often said so yourself.
Why do I get all the dirty jobs?
Typecasting?
Have you ever seen a nuclear compression charge go off? Everything gets sucked in. It's like a mini black hole. Looks good. From a distance.
Michael was the only actor to appear in all 52 episodes of Blake 7. This was fortunate, as at one point Terry Nation was thinking of killing him off, as the character wasn't being played the way Terry thought it should have been. But the producer David Maloney intervened and showed Terry how strong the character was, and the potential for the character. This, however, sealed the fate for another character and actor to be killed off. Michael brought Villa to life with a twinkle in the eye, a man who could pick any lock, but would much rather go and have a drink.
Get on with it, Villa.
Will you keep your voice down?
Well, can you get it open or not?
Not! I told Avon that. Didn't I say there was no point in trying?
You always say there's no point in trying.
But you usually manage to come up with something.
Not this time. Not without a lot of equipment, peace and quiet, and cooperation.
You're probably right, so you stay here and keep working on that.
What?
We'll let you know if we find an easier one.
What about Avon?
Well, tell him where we've gone.
He won't like it.
It's a pity about that.
No, why should I? I don't have to justify my existence by going through the motions of trying to open a door which I know is impossible. I'm the expert. If I say it's impossible, then it's impossible. To hell with it. I wonder where they keep that wine. You know, Avon could be right about getting out of here. There's something very suspicious about a man who keeps his booze under lock and key. I'm gonna give up drinking, you know. It'll be pink asteroids next.
Fans loved him for it, and colleagues remembered him as someone who laughed easily, supported others generously, and filled the studio with warmth. Big Finish producer Peter Angelides record how Michael would sit in the control room, hooting with laughter at the day's performances, often his own. After Blake 7, Michael continued to build a steady and respectful television career. Many viewers later came to know him as Reverend George Stevens in EastEnders, a role he played for more than a decade. Whether presiding over weddings, christenings, or funerals in Walford, he brought a quiet dignity to the part, a far cry from Villa's nervous energy, but delivered with the same sincerity.
If you'll all be seated. Thank you, Amy and Ricky, for choosing that beautiful hymn. I think we sang it at the Harvest Festival, didn't we? And very apt it is too, because Veronica and Roxanne were both bright and beautiful. Now, I understand Veronica and Roxanne's cousin, Phil, is going to read a poem. Thank you for that very beautiful poem. Jack, I think you're going to add a few words.
Excuse me. I just want everyone to know how lovely those two girls were.
They were very greatly loved by everyone. We have entrusted our sister Veronica to God's mercy, and we now commit her body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes.
In 1985 came his most regarded theatre performance with his West End appearance in Are You Lonesome Tonight, starring Martin Shaw. This was at the Phoenix Theatre. Michael originated the role of Marty in this play about Elvis Presley, bringing his trademark warmth and subtlety to the part. It was a reminder that long before television made him a familiar face, he was a stage actor at heart, someone who understood the rhythm of live performances and the electricity of a shared space between actor and audience. In 2004, Michael did his first work for Big Finish, playing the villainous Major Koth in the Eighth Doctor adventure The Twilight Kingdom. He demonstrated how terrifying he could be. And in 2006, he worked with Colin Baker again, as well as with Nicola Bryant, Maureen O'Brien, in the slightly bizarre Year of the Pig. In 2012, Michael returned to the world of Blake 7 by reprising the role of Villa for numerous Big Finish audio dramas, including The Liberator Chronicles and The Classic Adventures. The stories developed his character even more and provided a lot of backstory. They also allowed him to refine and inhabit the character for over 40 years, ensuring Villa's legacy endured for new generations. His final professional credit was the audio drama The Terra Nostra, released in January 2022. Michael was beginning to show signs of ill health at this recording, but once handed a script, he became the total professional he had always been all his life.
Hello, this is Gary Russell. I don't really remember entirely the first time I met Michael Keating. It was in the early 80s, and it was at a convention, possibly Edge of the World convention, but it might have been one after that. And I interviewed him, and we got on like a house on fire. Villa was always my favourite character, so I'd been very, very keen to interview him and talk to him, and just found him incredibly erudite and incredibly smart and intelligent about acting in general. Lots of actors are. Michael was no exception in that case, but it was interesting to me that what he wanted to talk about both on and off stage was the craft of acting and the effect acting has on your life as a person, rather than just endless stories about going down to alien planets and shooting security guards. Then I sort of lost touch with him, obviously, and saw him at a couple of other guys, caught up with him at a convention in America once, and we chatted and we played pool. And then at another convention in the 90s, I think again I got a chance to interview him, by which time Big Finish had come along. I thought I was always determined to get as many people from Blake 7 into Doctor Who as I could. I got Michael in to do The Twilight Kingdom, which was a Paul McGann story set in the Divergent universe, and he liked that, and it was fun, and we had a good time, and that was my first opportunity to actually direct him. And he was just the life and soul of the day, really. He's a very funny man. Very naughty man as well. If we had kept outtakes, most of them from that session would have been full of Michael Keating. As my time at Big Finish came to an end, the very last Doctor Who I ever did was a story called The Year of the Pig, which was Matthew Sweet's debut into writing Doctor Who. It was the most brilliant, slightly bizarre, but very, very, very posh script. Very, very literary. And Michael loved it. I got him in to play the detective who was hunting for Toby the sapient pig. And he absolutely loved it. He got all the references. He got everything. And we just had an absolute ball on that day. A very long play. But he just threw himself into it. And I think he really enjoyed working with Colin Baker as well. They were sort of very matey and both very, very naughty.
You must be Villa. It's an honour, sir.
The honour's mine.
That's what I meant.
And you like having naughty actors around. And then the last time I saw Michael was a few years after that, when I'd moved to Cardiff, in fact, and I was back down in London for something. I can't think what it was. Obviously, it was a long time ago. We bumped into each other on the tube station, and I saw Michael and thought, I won't say anything because, he won't recognise me, he won't remember me, because it'd been quite a few years. And he looked up and he suddenly saw me, and I could see the recognition in his eyes, and I could see that little 10 seconds of, oh God, why do I know this person? And then suddenly he shouted, Gary! How are you? What's going on? And we had a little catch up, which then continued on the tube as we were both going into central London. And that really is how I remember Michael, as just a good, fun man whose company you just wanted to be with, whether it was in a recording studio or at a convention, or even better still, in the middle of a crowded London tube. A smashing man, and he's going to be hugely missed by everybody who knew him.
No matter what work he did, he would forever be cherished for a role he kept returning to for almost 45 years.
Kane is supposed to be a genius.
The trouble with a genius is you're never too sure what he's up to. I don't like the look of that.
Not again, Villa.
I'm entitled to my opinion.
It is your assumption that we are entitled to it as well that is irritating.
And I'm very susceptible to low temperatures. I've got a weak chest.
The rest of you is not very impressive.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't imagine that it is a recreational aid.
I can't see Blake throwing himself on it, though, can you? Not so, my lovely. I can be disgusting all the time. It's easy. Easy as colliding with an asteroid. Eh, Avon? They say all your life passes in front of you when you're about to, It's what's happening to me now. All my past life.
That's one misfortune we don't have to share.
Let's go.
Hey! Out of the mouths of drunks.
Drunk? Who's drunk?
You are.
Show me how to get drunk on plain water and I won't waste time.
Then why pretend?
Because, my lovely Dana and Sulin, no one ever tells someone who's drunk to volunteer. I don't like working in main drive chambers, especially main drive chambers that are separated from space by one of Slave's force walls.
Oh, come on, you great oaf. This is no time to take a nap. If I've broken my back hauling a corpse about, I'll never forgive you, Tarrant. Not the time for this sort of thing, Avon.
Why not?
This Agrorian, you said he was some kind of genius.
I said he was supposed to be some time back.
Well, that's what I mean. Living alone all these years, you don't know what he's like now. These super brains often go pop, don't they?
That's true.
He could be dangerous, Avon.
There is a chance, I suppose.
So he's going to need careful handling. You want someone with tact. I mean, you know me.
Oh, yes, I think so.
Blunt, always speaking my mind. I'm just the sort to upset him.
Well, you'll just have to try not to, won't you?
You should take one of the girls, Avon. Hey, why not? A girl might, interest him. He's probably forgotten what they look like.
Villa, if I didn't know you better, I would think you were trying to get out of this.
Help me, will you, Zen? I'm in bad trouble. It sounds big and bad-tempered. I just hope it's vegetarian. Is there anybody there? There's something moving out there, men. Keep your weapons ready. Yes, sir. Now, don't be nervous, men.
There are 10 of us, and all heavily armed.
Away from the spotlight, Michael was known as a kind, thoughtful man, a voracious reader, a lover of the outdoors, and someone who valued the simple joys of life. Colleagues described him as generous, funny, and deeply supportive, both on set and off. Michael Keating passed away in April 2026 at the age of 79. His loss is felt deeply across the world of science fiction, British television, and by fans who saw Villa not just as a character, but a reflection of the most human parts of ourselves: fear, humour, resilience, and heart. Michael once joked that Villa wasn't a coward. He was simply smart enough to know when to run. But Michael himself never ran from work, the craft, or the people who loved what he brought to the screen. His legacy lives on in every episode, every audio adventure. Down and safe, Michael. Thank you.